The planets and the moons of the solar system are not very welcoming. In Venus, for example, it rains sulfuric acid, and in Cendulus, a moon of Saturn, there is a frozen surface of 20 kilometers on a global ocean. If we want to colonize outer space, Mars is our best option, since it has standard temperature between 50 and 20 degrees. Also, its atmosphere is 100 times lighter than on Earth, and it has underground frozen water storage. There are various architectural alternatives, from taking modules and assembling them to take advantage of underground cavities. However, the best option is to build directly on the planet.
In Dubai, a version of the first Martian city is being planned based on a set of domes, the geometric shape that offers better protection and better use of space. All the structures will be created with 3D printing from the desert sand, just as it will be done on Mars. The first step will consist of deploying a cover where the machines work, once obtained the necessary thermal and wind protection. Machines will start to work. The excavators and the 3D printers will use the sand from Mars, which will be the material of construction. This technology operates by adding one layer after another. To complete the structure, we will have 3 layers of protection: the outer covering the welding structures and the underground insulations.
In the future, the Martian city will consist of various domes with different functions. The common space will be a research area, with a laboratory, a cultivation area, a residential area for the colonists who will live momentarily in conditions of isolation. The modular visions of the bureau implies the potential of adding new interconnected domes as the population increases. In this way, the number of inhabitants could grow exponentially. Also, the effects on the body of a prolonged stay are still unknown. On another planet, once the conquest is completed, there will be another challenge: learn to live in a new world.
An important aspect in the space colony is that it has great water reservoirs. For all the new settlers, water is a crucial element for life, and it should not be missing or wasted due to the low gravity that exists in the planet. In fact, it is 100 times lighter than on land. It is necessary a water dosage system through hoses, where by means of a bottom that is pressed, the water comes out, and when it's released, the flow stops. That is to avoid floating water.
Education is a right for everyone, and it is very important that everyone has it and experience it. So we propose that classes be virtual or face-to-face, and there are also spaces for recreation and collective learning, also to avoid possible contamination in the new city. I recommend that all waste, biological, recyclable or non-recyclable, be treated correctly, disintegrating biological and non-recyclable waste, transforming it into non-polluting material and recyclable or reusing recyclable.
Because we are in a very different environment, we propose to use a variety of clothes, very warm or cool, depending on the temperature. When it is going to be done an educational or pedagogical outgoing to explore the planet, I propose to use the suits that are in the regulations to avoid accidents and not threaten anyone's health. Our Martian city will be large enough to accommodate all the people on Earth who want to start a new life in the planet. We will make sure that the new colonies will be fed and the food will be prepared and grown directly on the planet. It will be possible if a complex system of lands enclosed by large intercommunicating pieces. Pieces were designed and a system of gas stoves will be developed to cook the food. Signs of the ground space stations with good oxygenation systems would also be essential for a system that manages to ventilate the domes where the population will be housed and to keep the air in constant circulation. It is important to keep in mind that the air does not go out but stays in.
While the colonization of the planet to be chosen to form a new population is completed, it is necessary that each house has adequate standards of substances and health among them. The most important of these standards are oxygenation and food, ventilation, and adequate ability of resources.
The values of each person in the neighborhood must be thought and added to the education to be presented. Then it is the responsibility of each individual to transmit them and use them in daily life. It seems that the most convenient type of government will be the one that has already been used in the land. The culture and traditions of each country and region will not disappear, but there will also be forums for the proposals, and the quality of life of each individual will be periodically reviewed.